For day 4 of Vlogmas, my husband is helping me empty my bookshelves because today we are going to deep clean and reorganize them. With Sebastian's help, we did get all of the books set off to the side, and now the bookshelf is almost clear. I have a couple decisions I need to make about the stuff left on the bookshelves. Now, I do have a vision. Nothing's necessarily in stone yet. As you can tell from the before footage, there were a lot of issues with the old setup. There were way too many books on certain shelves, and I was running out of room to the point where I couldn't even put some of the books in the same series together. Some books just visually didn't look good together, and it was getting so crowded that it was almost impractical to grab certain books that I use regularly. Now, I already have a pretty solid vision for what I want my Harry Potter and my Sarah J. Maas shelf to look like. Everything after that, I think I want to organize more by category. That was originally what I wanted to do the first time, but it didn't really last. First off, I'm just going to wipe down all the shelves. I do have a bit of a dust allergy, so I have put this off for far too long. These shelves needed to be dusted. And then anything else remaining on the shelves, I either put in trash or put in other places in the home that just made more sense. Now here's where I messed up. I very clearly have a vision for Harry Potter and Sarah J. Maas. So I wanted to start with those, but they are at the bottom of all of these stacks. But I feel like they're gonna set the tone for the rest of the bookshelf. So I have no choice. We're gonna try to dig them up. And we're gonna start with the Sarah J. Maas books. I'm thinking this shelf, just because when I'm seated, this is kind of what you can see, is usually the Sarah J. Maas books. I really like that placement. However, I do want to spread them out more and maybe make the entire shelf dedicated to Sarah J. Maas, especially since she's definitely releasing more books. So might as well just like put her name on the shelf. Also, with me doing the entire plot series for Throne of Glass, it is way more practical for me to have quick and easy access to the Throne of Glass series, and having them all horizontal made that really hard. So I think vertical is going to be the way to go. I also, although it's probably one of my least favorite Sarah J. Maas books, I cannot deny that House of Flame and Shadow has the most beautiful cover, and I'd really like to see it on display a little bit more. So this is what I'm thinking for the Sarah J. Maas bookshelf. Honestly, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Ideally, I would have liked all of them to show, but it just bothers me too much that the moons didn't match up, so I had to move that. Now we're gonna go up a shelf, and we are going to do a Harry Potter shelf. Now this one, no matter how I do it, it always ends up being crazy packed, so we're gonna have to get really creative on this one. With this one, it was just a lot of source material, and I was fine with hiding a lot of the things in here, so what I went for ultimately ended up like this. Do I love it? I think so. I might need to sit on this one a little bit longer before I'm crazy about it, and I might make a couple tweaks here and there, but I think I want to see how the whole bookshelf looks before I touch it again. Now I'm thinking for lower shelves, I want to say romantasy, but that's my favorite genre. Maybe we'll do romantasy all as one, and then I'm thinking the ultimate bottom shelf is going to be my physical TBR and subscriber bought books. So fun fact, in majority of my videos, I have a link. I usually have it titled Pick My Next Read, but there is my bookish wish list, and you can actually buy and send me books. Now, if you do not have the money or the means, I'm begging you, please do not do it. This is just kind of like a fun way for you to voice what you want me to read, because oftentimes it's really hard to keep up with the demand. So if there's a book that you really want me to read, if it is physically on my bookshelf, I'm going to be way more inclined to actually pick it up and read it. So if there's like a favorite book that you feel like I need to read that I haven't read, you can definitely go check out that list. And my first ever subscriber bought book was actually a whole stinking set, and it is the Percy Jackson books. I've been telling you guys that I plan to read these for a vlog. I plan to do that in the month of January. So I am absolutely pumped. These will probably be the first books that I read going into 2025. So I'm especially excited. So yeah, thank you to Catherine for buying me these books. Fun fact, Catherine is my mother. After I set up the links, my mother, who is my #1 fan and my biggest supporter, she went down to that link and immediately bought me these books because she knows that I have been dying to read them. So thanks, Mom. And if anyone else wants to contribute to the bottom shelf of my bookshelf, then go check out that link in the description box. Okay. Hello. A lot of thoughts went into this shelf. There is kind of this empty space that I left right here. Right now it is being filled by Cairo the cat. She is from Cairo. I like the idea of Powerless being front facing. First off, because I'm still reading Reckless. This way, like, Reckless will just go right behind Powerless, because I do like to stack series back if I do this kind of front facing thing. And then who knows, depending on the design of Fearless, which is the third book, that one might take precedence and go up front, but I do really like how the purple ties in with Ballad of Never After. I have all these shiny books next to each other, and then I have some of the busier books here. Honestly, I don't love how these look together. It is kind of a lot, but honestly, everything from When the Moon Hatched and this direction I think looks stunning, so I am pretty happy with it. I'm going to keep Reckless by my bed for now, since I'm currently reading this for Subscribers to Seconds Challenge. Obviously, the new Iron Flame book is going to be coming out soon, so I plan to put that here as well. And oh my word, I forgot Spectacular. Hold on. I also forgot the Queen's Assassin. Crazy thing is, this isn't going to look good anywhere, and it goes with these books, but honestly, they're different editions, so I think I'm okay separating these books. Ooh, okay, so it could look good stacked there, or not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's a bad idea. Let's not do that. It's a very awkward shaped book, so that's not helping. It's as tall as these two books, but I kind of like how Fourth Wing and them look together. Let's just see how it looks. So it fits, but it is kind of odd because these are like metallic rose golds and bronze, and then there's just this. So, I kind of hate it. I kind of hate it. Maybe I should just stick it all the way at the end by Belladonna? Hold on, let me take a step back. Okay, actually from a distance, that is not horrible. Now, as for Queen's Assassin, although I think it's a cool cover, I don't actually love this book. I will probably end up unhauling this one day, but for now, I think I'm going to stick it just behind the Powerless book just to kind of have it go somewhere. If there's like a really empty space on the shelf below, I might pull it back out again, but I think for now I'll just keep it on the shelf so it stays in theme. Now for this shelf, it is much lower and it's not really like one of the first shelves that you really see. So I really just wanted something that looked fairly decent. I started by looking at all of the Polish Witcher books and which one had the prettiest cover, and I made that one front facing, and then I just kind of worked my way through the rest of the books. I did have this little gap, but I honestly kind of liked it and I felt like it did separate the books pretty well. I wanted to put my sticker box in the middle, but it was just slightly too large. So instead what I did was my personal library stamp where it just says from the library of Ruby Jean. Is it the best place for it? Maybe not, but I'm fine with it for now. So this is kind of what we're working with down here. Now for the bottom shelf. Obviously, we have our Percy Jackson book, but there are 3 other items that I really want to include in this bottom shelf that I feel like will make it chef's kiss. First is this sticker box. It was actually made for me by my sister, and anytime I get like cute bookish related stickers, I do put them in here, and then when I find myself in need of one, I just kind of go through the box. So I'm thinking having it here, but maybe I can't even afford to have it open now. This other box also has a special place in my heart because it is a prop, I guess, from my wedding. It's what people put their cards in, and now it keeps all of my Polaroids in there. Majority of them are wedding Polaroids. I had some of my closest friends just take Polaroid cameras and take pictures all throughout the wedding day, and every time I go to read a book, I just grab a Polaroid and I use that as a bookmark. This is one of my personal favorites right now. It's my Nana and her good friend, and they sat together at my wedding, so I have this cute little Polaroid of them. It's one of my favorite bookmarks these days. I have some of my nieces and nephews in here as well, so whenever I like miss them, because I live like kind of a road trip away, I can always just use one of those. I have some friends from college in here, some family who's out of town that I haven't seen in forever, and then of course pictures from Rush, because if you didn't take a Polaroid at Rush, did you go to Rush? No, you did not. Anyways, and then I don't have many like non-Polaroid bookmarks actually, but whenever I do get them, I do put them in here. So my Aunt Teresa got me these cool bookmarks that look like rugs. They're so stinking fun, and I love the little like fringe that sticks out the top of the books when I use them. So I keep those in here too. And yeah, whenever I need a bookmark, I just kind of pick whatever Polaroid I'm vibing with at the moment. Then last but not least, and the thing I've been debating on keeping, and not for the reason you think, is this personal library checkout cards, I think that's what they're called. And there's even this really cute stamp with ink so you can put like the due date in it. I never actually like did this and expected my friends to return the book by a certain date. I did do it for fun and only with a couple books. But here's the tricky thing. I just realized a couple days ago that the year only goes up to 2024. So I can't even technically use this anymore, but it also is very aesthetically pleasing and cute. So I think I'm going to throw it down here too. Maybe just until I need more space for other books. For now, I just think it's like a cute accessory for the bookshelf. And the bottom shelf looks a little bit like this now. I hope you enjoyed this little bookshelf cleaning. I know as soon as my husband is out of school and we can actually settle down somewhere and put down roots, I definitely want to expand my personal library. But for now, this is all I have, and I am in love with every single book up here, even the ones that I didn't necessarily love. I still love that I have physical copies of them. And of course, Sebastian's Lego Star Wars men are paying rent, so they are allowed to stay on that top shelf. I decided they can stay. Just for a couple more months, I think. And as for the Harry Potter books, like kind of on an angle, I think it's growing on me. I didn't love it at first, but the longer it sits there, the more I'm digging it. But of course, who knows? I might change a couple things here and there over the next couple days, depending on anything that might catch my eye or any inspiration that I get. But for now, definitely go check out all the other episodes of Vlogmas or catch up if you haven't already. This is Ruby Jean Reads. I'm Ruby Jean, and I love to read.